Congratulations, your offer has been accepted. I want to go over what those next steps are. You're going to go into a process in Central New Jersey called attorney review. That's where the attorneys are going to review the contract of sale, and they're going to go back and forth for a few days and discuss any changes in language in that contract. At that point, we're then going to send you a needs list on items that we're going to need and prepare your loan for processing and underwriting. Those things can be updated pay stubs, bank statements, insurance information, contract of sale, and attorney information. Once you're out of attorney review, we're then going to discuss locking the rate. That's an important process. You don't have to lock a rate. We can float your rate all the way up to 3 days before closing. Once we make that decision, we're going to get your loan disclosures out. That's that next step in the process where you review your documents, your estimated closing cost, your interest rate, make sure everything is accurate, and then we're going to move your file over to processing. Your processor then will be assigned, and they're going to review all those items you provided. We're then going to submit that loan to underwriting, which is about a day or two for the underwriter to review and approve your loan. Once that commitment's issued, exciting news. The processor will then send a copy of the commitment to your realtor, your attorney, title company, and us. At that point, we're going to know what else is needed. Standard items, appraisal, we're going to order that. Title insurance, your attorney usually orders title. Homeowners insurance, very important to get that at least 5 days before closing. Then we're going to make sure those things are handed in. We do a final verification of employment a week before closing to make sure. Once those conditions are reviewed by underwriting and cleared, congratulations, you're clear to close. At that point, we're then going to move your file to the closing department. The very important part is that we're going to get a preliminary closing disclosure from your attorney's title company to finalize those fees. When we do, we have to get that to you 3 days before, and you must sign that document 3 days prior. Once you do, that will then be final. We'll issue a final closing disclosure, and your attorney is going to give you the closing instructions. What time you're closing, where to be, and how much money to bring. You're going to go to closing, you're going to sign your closing documents, and congratulations, you are a homeowner.